Leo, welcome to your May 2023 reading. I'm kind of going to be taking a look at what's going on in your life, what may be going on in your life within the next couple of weeks or so for May 2023, bleeding into June 2023. Keep in mind that these are general readings, so I could be picking up on somebody else's energy, i.e. your boss, your lover, your ex-lover, your best friend, etc. So keep that in mind. If these readings resonate with you, you can visit me at www.brattystarot.com. Okay, so I did do a meditation for you, and I'm just going to go ahead and kind of read what I saw, or give you a synopsis of what I did see through my meditation. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever seen True Blood. Super weird. Haven't seen that show in years, but Evan Rachel Wood, I don't know for the people that have seen True Blood. So I walked into her room, and in this room, I remember there's like waterfalls. It was really nice. It was made out of marble. And Evan Rachel Wood, the actress, she's a Virgo, I believe. She was feeding off of people. She was a vampire, and she was feeding off of people. And I remember sitting there and looking at her, and she kept hissing at me, and she kept hissing at me, and she kept hissing at me. And it was really strange. And I was looking around, and I realized that the room had no windows. The room had no windows. The room had no doors. And then there was another scene where it just kind of flashed to black. And I heard somebody, it was just a black, like black. I didn't see anything else. And I heard somebody snap their fingers, and I saw a light bulb come on. And underneath the light bulb was somebody's face, but it's going to sound weird, but it looked like a ghost, or it looked like some kind of spirit. And then it told me to shh, and then it snapped again and the light came off. And then I was back in the room with Evan Rachel Wood. And I started screaming because I didn't know what else to do inside of my meditation, right? And I was you. In my meditations, when there's a person there, it's me, but it's me like you. If that makes sense. So I kind of looked at the symbolism, okay, of some of these products, as it were, in my meditation. So the symbolism for a vampire, okay, can represent someone or something that is currently sucking the life out of you. It can talk about somebody feeding on you. It can talk about jealousy, fear, anger. It can talk about somebody being completely out of control with their emotions. So maybe you are the vampire, maybe somebody else is. It's going to depend on your personal story. The room with no windows, I kind of found the most interesting because it talked about trying to keep everybody happy. Now, I don't think that's the interpretation for this specifically, but take it as it resonates. And then I also need more motivation. You need to set out on a specific plan. Your mind is too closed. Like, you have a closed-minded way of thinking, broken companionship, suspicion, feeling voiceless. Maybe that's why I started screaming. It says that there's a brilliant way through, but you have to overcome your lack of perspective or your ignorance, okay, in some way. Now, when I flashed back to the dark room, it didn't give me too much, to be honest, about ghosts, like seeing a ghost in a meditation or hearing snapping or anything like that. And so I'm wondering if there's some kind of clue, because it's almost like it brought me to complete darkness, right? Where I was like, oh God, bring me back to the vampire room, right? When I was taken to the dark room where it was all black, I was like, Jesus Christ, bring me back to the vampire room. But then somebody turned on the light, and they're like, see how easy that is? It was almost like they were showing me how easy it is to turn on the light, to see something. So a light bulb can talk about, an idea, or it can talk about a thought. It can talk about hope, seeing light. And so, just complete darkness can talk about hopelessness, blindness, spiritual blindness. It can talk about a lack of perspective and ignorance. So it's like you feel like you're stuck in something, right? You feel like you're stuck in something, or you feel like there's no solution between you and this vampiric symbol, or this vampiric person, or maybe you're the vampire, okay? And you look around, there's no windows, there's no doors, but there's a different way through something, or to find some form of resolution. But it's like you have to open your perspective. You have to think outside of the box with something, Leo. So let's see if the cards relate to that at all. Super weird. Okay. We're starting out with the Page of Wands. Interesting. So this is about new beginnings. You guys are going to be having Mars in your sign here pretty soon. So it could have something to do with that. This is about finding your confidence, venturing out, kind of, being a little bit of a rookie with something as well. Yeah, Page of Swords in reverse. I heard you don't know everything. I heard you don't know where you're looking. You don't know where to look. You feel like you don't know where to look to find the answer of something, but you're assuming it's somewhere else. That was channeled. The Moon. Darkness, fear, feel like you can't see something. I'm getting like somebody feeling around, almost like a blind person, and I'm seeing myself back in that dark room, or feeling myself back in that dark room. It's like trying to feel your way around for something. The Four of Cups, being disappointed, becoming indifferent. It's interesting because the Moon is all about our emotions and what we're feeling and the deepest part of ourselves, and sometimes our shadow side even, right? The Moon is light, but it has a shadow side. With the Four of Cups, it's like the sense of being upset with what you're finding there, or almost trying to detach from that energy entirely. The Magician in reverse. This is about self-doubt or manipulation. The Six of Wands, fame, attention, notoriety. The Temperance in reverse, too much of something, too much of something. This can talk about like an addiction at times. I'm getting like devil in reverse, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, ending with that energy. So there's something here where we have a beginning to something. And then with the end, it's like some kind of cycle is repeating itself, or doing something an old way, or perceiving something in an old way isn't working anymore. Assumptions aren't getting us anywhere. It seems to be putting us in a deeper hole, a deeper darkness. And then we're trying to, like, it's interesting. Look at this Four of Cups with this guy holding these buckets. I feel like there's something to be said about that. But once again, there's a way out, but the Page of Swords is in reverse. I feel like this is almost that in the box energy, thinking inside of the box energy, in the box that you're in the box you put yourself in. The Magician reverse, feeling like you don't have the magic, or feeling like you don't have what it takes to get yourself out of a situation or have some form of success, and then putting yourself right back, Temperance in reverse, and some kind of addictive behavior or codependent behavior or something. So let's go ahead and take a look at that Page of Wands. The Devil. Wow. Okay. I just said the Devil, but I said the Devil in reverse, which is interesting. Maybe there's a solution. Ace of Cups. There's a lot of new energy here. The Five of Swords in reverse. The Eight of Swords in reverse. Three of Swords in reverse. Three of Cups in reverse. Have you disassociated yourself with something or someone? There's a very strong desire, almost this relentless energy of you being very determined to have a new beginning in some area of your life. And it could be love with that Ace of Cups. Because you feel like, holy shit, I'm at a loss. But what is that Devil? The Five of Cups. But this is around something that you feel like you're missing, or some form of regret. A sadness, if you will. You're trying to move forward. You are trying to move forward without dealing with whatever happened already. You're trying to have a new beginning without dealing with the sorrow from the past. It's like you're trying your hardest to scrape from your own well, but you have nothing. You feel like you have nothing, or there's not enough there. It's like poisoned cups. Poisoned cups. And I'm wondering if that's something with the vampire, the vampiric energy. Like you're scraping for the bottom. It's there, but you're scraping for it. You're not over something. You're not over some form of drama, and you're trying to decide what to do about it. Or there's almost this sense for some of you of feeling isolated, or feeling like you must isolate. or not come around someone anymore because you're not over something. Let's take a look at that Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, it gave me a lot. And they all flipped in reverse. The King of Cups, the Knight of Wands. What's that Judgment in reverse? The Knight of Swords in reverse. Somebody told a lie. Someone here is feeling backed into a corner, feeling intimidated of some sort, and it's because they refuse to take accountability for something. They lied. And instead of taking the lead in some regard, they're just going with the flow, or they're just not saying anything, even though this stresses them out, but they're... What's that Page of Swords in reverse? The Hermit. This person thinks that they know themselves, but they don't. Or they think that they know you, but they don't. Or you think you know them, but you don't. If you're on the shit end of the stick with this, and you showed up to this vampire's house, right, metaphorically speaking, did you see the teeth before you walked in? Or did the teeth slowly reveal themselves to you? Knight of Wands, King of Cups, Six of Swords in reverse, Justice. A desire for a problem to be resolved. There's passion here, there's emotion here, but there's a past issue that will be made right, that needs to be made right, but somebody has their head in their ass. Excuse my French. I want to take a look at that moon. I didn't mean for that many cards to come out. Tell me about that moon. The Ten of Cups. Wow, what's going on here? The King of Pentacles, the Five of Wands. Deep emotion for some kind of relationship. A fear of it at the same time. There's a lot of conflict around this, and there's a lot of ego battles around this. Feeling like you can't get out. You can't get out of the love aspect of it, or you can't get out of the emotional attachment that you have to something. And fighting your way out is almost like a Chinese finger trap, where it's pulling you closer to whatever the issue is instead of the solution. Hence the lack of windows and doors. Maybe it doesn't need to be such a struggle. Maybe someone's trying too hard. There's a man here, or some kind of masculine energy, and they still have a fight in the game, and they are fighting against you and fighting with you, which is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Brothers, no. Unless you are the man. Four of Cups. The Queen of Swords, the Ace of Swords in reverse. This to me looks like a vampiric kind of vibe. I just heard a quote. Sir Marin? No. This is from Game of Thrones. It's one of the knights, and he goes, I could cut you all like a slice of cake. And that's what I got with this, with that Four of Cups, that Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Swords in reverse. This is giving me that I don't want to say ignorance, because that's not what it feels like. It feels like whoever this is very intelligent, if this is you. But there's somebody here who is becoming more detached, or becoming more cutthroat, or becoming more brash, becoming more abrasive, because they're disappointed, because they're starting to numb themselves. I can't feed off of lies, is what I heard. What do you have for me? I can't feed off of lies. And I'm getting that woman hissing at me again in my meditation. Knight of Wands, Queen of Cups, love and passion at the root of it all. What's the Ace of Swords? The 10 of Swords. There's a question of betrayal here, a question of ending, but there's no answer. Like a blindness. Everybody has their head up their ass. The Magician in reverse. The World. I heard there's an end to that nonsense. May I have one more? I am getting a lot of messages. It doesn't have to be like this. The Ace of Pentacles, the World and the Ace of Pentacles. There's a question of betrayal. There's a question of an actual legitimate ending. Somebody's numbed themselves, become indifferent, suppress their emotions. Is that you? With the Magician in reverse being clarified by the World and the Ace of Pentacles, Six of Cups in reverse, the Knight of Wands in reverse. There's a lack of direction because there's too many grudges being held in a specific situation. There's somebody who's being incredibly immature in the near future here, but that seems to be closing out for whatever reason. There's a lack of trust even still. Nine of Pentacles. Somebody's either acting like they want to be single or acting like they want nothing to do with another individual, but they don't believe what they're saying. There seems to be some kind of peaceful closing out of something, but a beginning of another. I heard it's not the way out, it's the way through. Tell me about the Six of Wands. The Queen of Wands. Wow. Give me one more for this. The Two of Wands in reverse. So it's interesting because I feel like this is you, Leo. If you're a feminine Leo, with the Six of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Two of Wands in reverse being clarified by the High Priestess in reverse, there's somebody here who's being quite outspoken. I feel like it's this Queen of Swords person, the same person. And this feminine energy is getting a lot of attention or has a level of fame, or they're sexy or attractive, or they do get attention, or they're having some form of success in their life, this feminine energy. But there's something that they're being very cautious about when it comes to revealing some form of information. It's interesting because I see two people staring one another down. The King of Pentacles with the Four of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands with the Two of Wands in reverse and the High Priestess in reverse. Both standing in their power, yet no one wears a crown. Just two people standing across from one another. One has fangs, the other one is screaming. But it's like the fangs are being retracted. It's interesting because it feels like there's a lack of trust between two individuals here, a masculine and a feminine. And the feminine seems very sure about who she is, but is very cautious when it comes to whomever this is. And the masculine is confident in who they are, but they're holding back because they don't trust the feminine. Can I have one more for that moon? I'm getting like a passive aggressive behavior up here with that Page of Swords in reverse. The Hangman. Wow, this is interesting. The Moon, the Ten of Cups, and the Hangman. This is a very, remember when I was talking about perspective? There's a perspective here, but it's more so within. The only way out is through each other. You both, one person is the door and one person is the window, is what I'm getting. One person offers the perspective and the other person offers a way through. There's somebody, there's some kind of issue here. Okay. And two people seem to be very attached to whatever this issue is. There's somebody here, there's a room, right? Metaphorically speaking, there's a room with no windows and it also does not have a door. I don't know how you guys got in there or whatever the case, but somebody is the window and somebody is the door, where it's almost like somebody offers the perspective and somebody offers the door, the exit or the in, but that's your choice. The Temperance in reverse. Egos are getting in the way. Egos are getting in the way. This is what it is. This is how it's going to be, point blank, period. There's no room for emotion. There's no room for anybody else's perspective but my own. Wop, 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 chancla, that's it. And that's the masculine inciting that. Now the feminine is coming together with the masculine and is getting pissed and possibly saying very hurtful things. The screams have started once again. The fangs are showing. The windows close. The door closes. The room goes dark. Why is that Five of Wands there? The Four of Wands in reverse. It's coming from a lack of security. It's coming from insecurity within the connection, within self, likely from both sides, but this is showing a masculine specifically. It's coming from a place of intentionally trying to make somebody feel unwelcome. Why? The Two of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Somebody's trying to stand in their masculine power. Somebody's focused on their money, or somebody's trying to make a balanced decision. Somebody's trying to make a practical decision. They may feel like there's something impractical here. Yeah, Page of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. I have too much to do. Let's look at that Eight of Pentacles in reverse. The Knight of Cups. The Six of Swords. Okay. Heard, and here we are again. The King of Cups in reverse and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. The Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. The Queen of Cups in reverse. Somebody may be putting their fangs away, but they may be hiding that they even have them. Boredom has set in. Boredom has set in. We're showing up in the same way. We're offering love in the same way. We're offering our services, our creativity, whatever it is, in the same way to resolve something, to say whatever it is that we need to say in order to come to some kind of resolve. This isn't perspective. This isn't a way out, and this isn't a way in. This is just a fear of loss, a fear of saying whatever it is that we need to say in order to sit here and feed off of another person, or to be fed off of, because that's what we are addicted to. This is what we know. The devil we know is better than the devil we don't. Four of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, but somebody is hiding something. And the reason why is because they feel like the feminine does not trust them already, or won't trust them if they don't do a certain thing. I need advice for Leo. Chiron. House 8. This is dark. Virgo. Didn't I say Evan Rachel Wood was a Virgo? House 6, Uranus. House 6 can sometimes talk about like a, especially if, like, let's say you have Pluto in somebody's 6th house or something, it can kind of feel like a slave master kind of situation, okay, metaphorically speaking. And I'm thinking about that because of the vampiric thing, and seeing the Evan Rachel Woods, the Virgo, feed off of people. And then I see House 8, which is like, one of the darkest, if not the darkest house in astrology. And then I see Chiron, which is like the wounded healer. These are wounds, these are issues, etc. Can you tell me about that House 8? The 6 of Cups, secrets and soulmates, secrets about soulmates, secrets of soulmates, secrets of a soulmate. There may be some sexual healing here. Vampire energy can kind of symbolize like a more sexual thing. There could be something around that. Okay. Somebody could have some wounds around sexual trauma. Okay. Trigger warning, sexual trauma, or just intimacy in general. There could be somebody who hides their wounds, Chiron, House 8. But what's the Virgo energy about? The Empress, Taurus, Libra. Wow. Interesting, because we have House 6 at the bottom of the deck, and then we have Virgo here. And Virgo is the natural ruler of the 6th house. Sixth house also represents health, as does Virgo. Is there something unhealthy here? Is there an obsession? House 8 can represent obsession. Ooh. I'm not judging or anything. Okay. I'm just going through the motions, and I'm just thinking, like, we're talking about health here. And the 6th house naturally opposes the 12th house, which is mental health. And the 6th house is more like service and physical health. And so I'm wondering if there's somebody here, if there's a soul tie, or somebody feels indebted to another individual. There's something kind of weird about it with that Uranus energy there. And something needs to be healed in regards to whatever this attachment is, this obsession, or secrets, or whatever it is, the sexual God, blah. Somebody feels indebted to another person. House 8 can also talk about debts. With Chiron there, I'm kind of feeling like that. Like there is a past life debt to somebody, and somebody feels it. Like they feel like they have to be fed off of or something. I know that this is really weird, but something needs to be healed in regards to that. Okay. This may be like a trauma bond of some sort. Something very deep, maybe a little dark or weird. But this is definitely, this is deep. This is deep, So I'm going to leave that there. All right. You guys kind of figure out the rest. Now, you know what though? I will say this. All right. So codependent relationships, trauma bonds with people can come from kind of like an addictive behavior. And sometimes trauma bonds can come from another person being a narcissist and pulling an empath in. And if that's the case, then we need to recognize that. The problem is that when we get so far deep into these trauma bonds, aka these addictions, it's even harder to get out. Chiron, house 8. And Virgo in 6th house is like, hey, we need to heal here. And Uranus is like, okay, what can we do differently? What kind of progressive thinking? Because I said we need to think out of the box to find a way in or to find a way out. And somebody is going to, which is Uranus. It's out of the box thinking. What is an out of the box way to heal something than the normal that we usually do? 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So if you want another person, or even if this is just you and you need to heal something when you're within yourself or with another person, let's say it's with another person, you guys always use sex as a cushion. It's like, maybe that's what you do need to do. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know your personal situation. Only you know what's best for you. Or if this is you and how you try to heal yourself is by going and getting up every night, maybe that's something to look at, or whatever it may be. There's a different, maybe a holistic healing that you need, or go to actual whatever, I don't know, but there needs to be an out of the box thing. But it's almost as if somebody is the window and somebody is the door. So I don't know what that means for you, Leo. Woo! All right, this was a crazy reading. Thank you so much for listening to me blabber on. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I do offer one-on-one Zoom calls. I also offer pre-recorded readings. Just make sure that you visit me at www.brattystarot.com. That information will be available on the screen, as it will be available in my bio. Make sure that you like and comment this video. I would love to hear from you guys. Like I said, thank you so much for listening to me, and I will catch you soon. Bye.